That last time was it was enough to make me kind of quiet down on my Elliot Panico love that I've been giving them.
Then give Martino a chance.
Heck no.
No.
Heck no, bro. No, bro.
We're not there yet.
You're gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
never. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the Mixtape 615 podcast, and this is the place to be if you are a Nashville Soccer Club fan or you're just trying to see what's going on with them boys in gold. Then I invite you to lock in with us real quick. It's your boy. You already know it, man. You got the AKAs, Young Turtle, D Soccer Face, SF doing the big kahuna munching on a little tuna sandwich, the DR Kid, affectionately known as Steam Poppy, por favor. Yo, any given Wednesday, you can catch me at Southside Kitchen and Pub sipping on half-off whiskeys, waving my paycheck in the air because I just don't care because these whiskeys are too nice, bro. I was there last Wednesday. You should have seen me. It was a ball. Hey, sipping Mai Tais on these beaches in Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze, a.k.a. dude walking down Broadway with the cleanest pair of Nikes that you ever did see, the golden boy with the golden voice, and Chicago Mike, the Glizzy Gladiator. And once again, this is a Mixtape 615 podcast, and we got some things to talk about. Austin, tell them who you are real quick.
What's up, guys? My name is Austin, aka Wildmane, aka Ginger Snap, aka The Fumbling Dublin, aka Cheeky Parm Parm, aka affectionately known as Redbeard. What's up, y'all? Logan, tell me who you are.
All right, everybody. It's Logan, your boy, aka Beer Main, aka Mr. Anime Senpai. Yeah, new one today.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know if he's
Anime
Senpai.
Club t-shirt, man. Where's that? AKA Mr. C, Mr. Roboto, because I do have robots with me tonight. AKA allegedly, if you know, you know. And this is the Mixtape 615 podcast, brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville, in all of soccer, in all of the world. And you know what it is. You know what you want to do. It's jump into the mix with us. Just simply go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com and get into the mix there. Run this pitch with us tonight, and we want you in. Now, from the EPL trying to copy the MLS by setting a salary cap, possibly, to Bayern Munich and Madrid hitting off the UEFA Champions Cup games and Bayern stealing that win away. There is a lot of soccer news that we want to talk about.
They didn't win.
Late penalty for Real.
That I missed. Oh man. So, well, clearly some news that came as a surprise to me, but crazy soccer news around the world is happening, but we need to bring it all the way back to Nashville because there's some crazy news that we got to talk about when it comes to a news conference, a press conference, and what Gary had to say. Let's take a listen.
As a coach, I've missed out 1 year. It was my very first year in Colorado. In my first full year, we missed out on the last day of the season. And that off-season, there was a lot of movement. We replaced a lot of players, as you've seen, other teams, this post-off-season. You think of the turnover of clubs, players, in teams that have not made the playoffs for 7-8 years. They're desperate. We've made it the last 4. I've missed out 1. Trust me, we'll be doing everything we possibly can to make that postseason.
All right, everybody. That was Gary Smith defending himself when it comes to the playoffs, how he's made the playoffs every single year, defending himself as a coach right now. At the end of the game, we just played, as you guys know, we just played against San Jose, had a 1-1 draw this last Saturday. It was a tough match to watch in the end. It was a great match to watch from the beginning because, honestly, Hani had a banger of a goal. We had a really solid run in the first half. And it looked like we really could win it all and get on top of this. But when it comes to the end, you see another Gary draw, and fans started to chant Gary out. It was from the supporter section. As far as I know, I didn't see any supporter group affiliated, at least not with our supporter group, thank goodness. But there were several chanting Gary out. It did kind of squash and kill itself pretty quickly, but
no, you squashed it.
I helped a little bit.
You were the fire extinguisher. You should let that thing burn, bro.
Here's my thing about it, and everyone's gonna have their say. Everyone's gonna have their say on this because all of us have said it here, right? All of us are on the Gary out train. I agree with that. However, I want to make sure that our fans or our fans know, and our players, especially our players, know that we are still 100% behind them. If they have confidence in this guy, they are the ones playing for him. I need to have confidence in my players and trust in them to, know what they're talking about too and what they're doing too. I need to try and have some kind of confidence in the front office, but again, I'm not sure how much we can handle it anymore. And so, the question is, guys, Austin, let's start with you. Gary said he's only been in play or been out of the playoffs 1 year since he in his MLS career. Do you have a response to that? What do you think this year is going to look like? Are we making the playoffs? Yes or no?
So that statement that he made right there, 100% told me what Gary's goal is. It's playoffs. That is the highest goal that Gary has. He's won the MLS Cup once, but he did not talk about that. He talked about the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We're talking playoffs.
Playoffs?
We're doing this. We're
talking playoffs. But that is legit.
Not the goal.
Not the cup. We're talking playoffs. So that right there is what his whole goal is. He's talking about we're going to make whatever moves we need to make the playoffs. He didn't talk about any run past making the playoffs. We were a first-round exit last year, but he was proud that we made the playoffs. I don't care if we make the playoffs. If we're first round out, no wins in the playoffs, especially with the new playoff format, not even getting a win. Do we even get a goal? I don't even think we got a goal in the playoffs this year or this past season. But that's his whole goal, is to make the playoffs. That's not good enough for us. That's not good enough in year 5. That's not good enough in whatever year it is for him as an MLS tenured coach. The dude's been around the corner, and his whole goal isn't shooting higher, isn't aiming higher than playoffs.
Well, I hear you loud and clear on that. And I thought, like, oh man, that was a pretty weak statement that he made. Is like, hey, we're gonna make the playoffs. And I know that, like, he's always, and the team is always saying, hey, anything can happen in the playoffs, anything's possible. But when Gary says, like, when you say that, like, his whole goal is to make the playoffs, I wonder if it's because he understands the level of talent and the investment that the front office has made in this team, if that's the best that we can achieve with this group. I wonder.
He should have quit. If he does, if his goals aren't higher than that, and he sees that the front office, I'm saying if he sees that the front office isn't doing enough for him as a coach, me personally, if I'm a head coach, salary has something to do with it. Yeah, I got to feed my family. But if my goals aren't aligning with yours, and I've proven myself, I know another team's going to hire me. I know another team is going to want what I've got to offer. But he's sticking here, and he's showing that he's okay with this. He talked about Randall Leal multiple times in that press conference where that guy is a starter. He's not a starter. The dude hasn't proved to us that he is. You've got to move on from that point.
He can play.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't even been on the field the past 3 seasons.
He hasn't gone into double-digit minutes.
So the fact that he keeps pointing at that tells me he's okay with the squad when they're healthy. But his whole goal is still playoffs.
And that was kind of my, someone in the presser kind of asked him, like, to put the injuries aside, and that's when he got a little testy. and I understand, like, I really understand when he says you can't put the injuries aside. He was saying it's like a perfect storm for Nashville, and it truly is. But I'm not, like, You can't. Yes,
what are you
can't
doing
look
to
at the
captain
results.
us out of the? Yeah, what are you doing to captain us out of the storm? Is the question.
No, you can't look at the results, right? Currently, the results and not say it's the injuries. Yes, it's definitely the injuries, like it's for sure. But I can look at the overall performance of the team since before the injuries and the trends that continue, and say, yeah, those injuries don't help at all, bro. But like at the same time, don't use those as a scapegoat right now, because it's not just about the fact that like it's a perfect storm for you, Gary, because these injuries are now kind of exposing the fact that, yeah, you don't have the ability to coach guys at least to play a little bit higher than what they, what their baseline is. The guys that are on your bench, your backup, like you don't have the ability to get them to a place where they can compete when your stars out. Yes, you have a lot of starters out right now, and I feel bad for you. I really do, man. But like we were saying before this, man, I feel like Leagues Cup Finals was the peak that we're gonna get with this guy. So I'm not mad at these fans when they're chanting Gary out. I don't care. Had I been there, I didn't get to go because of last minute tomfoolery where I work. But but like had I been there, I don't know if I would have joined in or not. I'll be honest with you. But like at the same time, like I'm this is what happens. This is what happens when your team underperforms. The fans let you know. A passionate fan base will let you know. So I'm not mad at anybody starting chants saying, hey, Gary out.
Yeah, and sorry, Gary, I know that you got mad about this, but putting injuries aside, this was the worst team in the MLS, and you couldn't come away with a win.
We were saying it was a 1-1 draw, dude. That was a 1-1 loss, bro.
It is a loss, honestly, in a lot of our books. So, I mean, Tunji, I know you just kind of said a lot of it, but like, I mean, can you put those in just a yes or no, like very simply, can you put those injuries aside when it comes to talking about this squad right now? Because we're not going to see these guys for a while. At least it looks that way.
That depends on what you're asking me. Can I look at the fact that they've got one win in the last 10 games or something like that? And a lot of the reason that they're losing or not holding on to leads is because of the injuries. Yeah, I'm not going to put those injuries aside. I'm going to say, yeah, that's probably why. But if you're asking me, is this a championship caliber team or a team that Gary in his press conference said that he has the faith? He says this team at their best can compete with anybody. Really? You think this team at its best can look? I don't think they can compete with Miami right now at its best. I don't think so.
Oh, no,
I don't think they're stopping Luis Suarez. No, we
had a draw. We had a draw.
Yeah, and then we had 2 back-to-back 3-1 losses.
Exactly.
With injuries. That's what I'm saying. But when they were healthy, we did have a draw. The game before that, when they were healthy last year, we had a draw.
Let's say we get matched up against Miami. That's what I'm not even thinking about it last year without Luis Suarez, because that dude is a menace. Mm-hmm. Let's say we get matched up with Miami. Let's say we eke our way into the playoffs, right? Let's say we eke our way in on decision day. Last minute, last one in. We have to play Miami.
We would play Miami.
Probably going to end top of the table, right? And they keep the same format from last year. Best 2 out of 3. Well, we've already lost 2 out of 3 to them this year.
Yep.
No, this team cannot compete with the best. This team. I'm sorry, blow it up. Start from scratch. Starting with
you talked about winning one game in 10 matches. I think if you go all the way back to Leagues Cup, I think Logan mentioned that was the height of the team. If you go all the way back to Leagues Cup, that's 3 wins in 19 matches. If you go back to find 3 more wins, we had 3 wins in June and July prior to Leagues Cup.
Yeah. It was rough.
I got a question for y'all, actually, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, in that presser, Gary said that he's not alarmed at the results because the team is not in form and lacking confidence. Are you guys alarmed that he isn't alarmed?
Yes, 100%.
But I don't agree. I'm like, bro, you should be alarmed.
The fact that he is saying these guys don't have any rhythm and they don't have confidence, that is your job, Gary. That is 100% your job. You are supposed to, in training, give them chemistry and give them rhythm so that they can play well together. Create a form, create a shape that actually works for the squad that you have, and then instill confidence in them by encouraging them, by putting them in situations where they can actually win, by making better subs, by making more timely decisions.
When you're chasing the
Don't
goal.
take out Sam Surridge. The fact that he even said, like, the most mind-blowing thing for me, and I've said it multiple times this year, is why is Dan Lovitz getting the start over Taylor Washington? He said in his press conference that he wanted to move Shaq up more later in the game, so he made the sub to put Taylor Washington in, because that's Schaff. I said Schaff. Sorry, Schaffelberg. He wanted to move him further up the pitch to try to get a win, so he traded out Dan Lovitz because he would get isolated more and Taylor Washington would perform better one-on-one. Then why do you have Dan Lovitz in the first place?
Correct.
It's coaching.
So last question, Austin, obviously a Grizzlies fan, myself too. We know what injuries look like when it comes to a coach in general. Do you think this is Gary making excuses? Or do you think that it's truly about these injuries as to why we're not winning games?
You got your strikers in, right? It's not about the injuries, why you're not scoring goals, why you're not finishing chances. He said it in his press conference. We had 117 chances in the attacking third.
In this year, or is that in this game?
No, this game.
Yeah.
117 chances in the attacking third, 1 goal. Sam Surridge not having confidence because you haven't built him up as a true goal scorer, given him the chances. That's why he missed that beautiful opportunity, and he hit it right at the goalkeeper.
Yep.
He's not making play. He's not making for like formations or plays to get Sam Surridge service. Did you guys see like there was a lot of like kind of Sam Surridge hate today? I was kind of shocked.
No, there's plenty, and I understand
it's not Sam Surridge. But it's not Sam Surridge.
It's not solely on Sam Surridge. I understand he's lacking confidence. He's got to find it somewhere, and clearly his coach is not giving it to him. I agree. We need to find confidence somewhere. We've got to finish goals. And who knows? That could be somebody's skip this next week or this week, because that is our next little track list. We are going to talk about play, skip, repeat. We're bringing back that old favorite. We'll see you guys in just a second.
Hey, Mixtape 615, are you ready for the 2024 season? We want you to join us. Join our supporters group. It is the dopest supporters group in all of Nashville. So sign up right now at mixtape615.com and rock your 2024 membership scarf so you can show off and say, we run this pitch. Imagine standing on the field, feeling the energy of the game close up, all of the energy of the stadium. That's a reality for our members. You can get on-field opportunities, plus get access to our tailgates where you'll bond with fellow fans over great food, soccer passion, and don't miss out on our epic away game watch parties. So sign up now, mixtape615.com, and join for the 2024 season.
Bum, 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 bum. And we are back with some play, skip, repeat. Let's lighten the mood up a little bit if we can.
Of course we can bring it back. Of course we would bring that back.
Told y'all we have fun. Told y'all we have fun in this pod. All right, y'all. Play, skip, repeat. You know the deal. If you don't know the deal, I'll explain real quick. This is where we go over what we saw in the last match, and we give it some labels. Play, the things that we want to see. Skip, the things we don't want to see. Repeat, the stuff that we liked, and we want some more of it. How's it go? What's the song? I don't go to Preds games. I like it.
I love it.
I want some more of it. Yeah. All right. So let's get.
We should get you to re-record that song.
I'd knock it out the park.
He'd try so hard.
All right. Well, Logan, since we're talking about tryhards, go ahead. Your play, skip, repeat.
All right, guys. I'm gonna give an easy first one with a play. It's got to be Tyler Boyd in the middle. Tyler Boyd was the only one to be able to actually drive through the middle. And again, we saw that all the way back in preseason with his ability to dribble, his footwork, his ability to keep the ball at his feet no matter what. Very much so enjoyed that when he got back in. When it comes to a skip, it's Joe Willis's goalkeeping. Did he do well? He do well? Yeah. I like the way he played. Honestly, I've got 2 skips this week. It's that, and it's also Dan Levitz on the left. I mean, we gotta skip that. I mean, he allowing and being a late jump, trying to jump a guy off sides versus dropping back to actually play defense, while you have Brent Coleman in the middle covering 2 other potential passes. You can't just allow another guy to get through. That's just,
if it's an offsides trap, then you were way late, bro.
You're way late, and so that's another skip. But when it comes to my repeat, it's Hani Mukhtar. Hani Mukhtar all day. I need him to be the MVP for us again. I need him to continue to be our most valuable player because he is 100% our most valuable player. So we need those things. We need those things.
We need more Hani Galassos, bro. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. The Joe Willis skip, man. I don't know if we want to see the Panico at the Disco show again, bro. That last time was it was enough to make me kind of quiet down on my Elliot Panico love that I've been giving them.
Then give Martino a chance.
Heck no,
bro.
No.
We're not there yet.
We're not there. Hey, hell hath not frozen over yet. All right, Austin, what do you got? Hit me with some play skips and some repeats. And you only get one because this guy's actually, you don't even get a skip because Logan took an extra skip.
He took mine. It's okay. Dan Levitz was my skip. All right. He can have it. Play Taylor Washington. That needs to happen. But my play is not actually the Taylor Washington. My skip is Dan Levitz. My play has got to be Sam Surridge. And by that, not that we're not playing him, but play him the full 90. Play him the full 90.
Wholeheartedly agree.
We talked about it on Twitter Spaces or X Spaces, whatever you want to call it. And was it Jeff from NSC Stats that was talking about how he said that preseason, before the season, that Sam Surridge was only beat when it comes to like conditioning by Alex Moyle, which basically means you win conditioning because Alex Moyle runs more than anyone in the MLS, I think, right now. So the fact that Sam Surridge is conditioned to play 90 and he's not, that tells me something. So just play him the full 90. My skip, as y'all heard, is Dan Levitz. I think we've talked about it enough. Gary even mentioned he can't be isolated. He has to have aid. And when you can't be isolated and you have to have help when it comes to one-on-one situations, then you're not strong enough to be on that back line right now with how we are conceding goals. And then my repeat is Hani taking chances outside of the box. Repeat.
Correct.
Don't,
say it louder for those.
He was constantly last season. I don't think he trusted himself with his shot. These past 2 weeks, I think Gary maybe has just given him the green light. Just if you see an opening, take it, whatever it is. And he almost buried one last week, and then he had a strike this week from outside the 18. So that is my repeat. Repeat Hani taking shots from wherever he wants to take shots.
You think that's a contender for goal of the year?
It was definitely goal of the match day, if it's not goal of the year. But Godoy, I think has some.
Godoy's bicycle kick.
I forgot.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Okay, all right. There's some good ones. Where are you at? Hani definitely needs to shoot more. He's only taking like 2 shots per game right now, which is not enough. But I'll tell you where I'm at. As usual, I'm coming with some verifiable bangers for my choices. So let's just go ahead and get it started. My play is going to be Walker Zimmerman.
Okay.
It's high time, man. Gary said that they fast tracked him back. That's how
Not
bad
fast
it
enough.
is with the that's how bad it is with the injuries that he's not fully healed and we're putting him back. I say just keep doing it, man. Just give him, let him play at this
He
point.
looked good
Put
too.
him and
Like when
Brent
he
in the
was
middle.
he was there, and you saw the complete shift because he was commanding the team. He earned that captain respect or captain band back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you see what we're missing when he's not there. So I don't really care if he's injured because as long as his
just let him be vocal back there.
Yeah, as long as his mouth still works, man. Matter of fact,
Put him in a wheelchair.
Here's my skip. Gary Smith is my skip as head coach,
and put Walker.
And put Walker as the coach. that's my skip. There you go.
Have a player coach.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put Gary on the bench.
Barry on the bench.
Gary in the gutter.
That's what Gary's name is when we bench him. When he's not, when he's not.
He's Barry on the bench.
He's bench Gary. Anyway, I just think that
the guy from
he
Parks
needs
and Rec.
to take a step back and just kind of like look at the team, maybe not through his head coach eyes and maybe through our eyes, and he'll understand why we're giving him hard times in these press conferences and in the supporter section right now. Here's my repeat. Nashville SC fans showing up for a team that is not currently showing up for them. Keep coming back, y'all. I love what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I love that we're still one of the highest games in highest attended games or home games in MLS right now. It's beautiful to see. I think it's just something about Tennesseans and Nashville sports fans in general that we're gluttons for pain and suffering. But
even if we look like this by the end of the game,
sad with tears in our eyes. So that's my play skip repeat. I think we've had some good ones here. Let's go ahead and talk about Nashville's struggles with closing. Let's close with Nashville's struggles on closing. You guys know I be too lit on Wednesdays at Southside Kitchen Pub, but it does not have to be a Wednesday for you to get too lit with me at any of our away watch parties. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Mixtape615 for all watch party information so you can get in the mix with us, me, Logan, and Ginger Snap. Let's go.
As we are back, and we're going to be talking about closing. And if you're a Suits fan, maybe we need to get some Harvey Specter over here, the best closer in New York City. If you're not a Suits fan, then I apologize for the reference that you completely lost in whatever your head. But we're going to talk about Nashville SC's ability to actually close a game.
So niche.
It's like
so niche.
The smallest of windows.
Suits was like one of the biggest trending shows of last year as soon as it got onto Netflix.
I'm sure.
Now, bringing it back to Nashville SC, we're 9 games into the season now. And of those 9 games, we were up in 4 of them. 1 we lost, the other 3 we tied. We were winning until second half. And that's where it is. Logan was saying it during the break, talking about this last match. It's a tale of 2 halves. I feel like that's what we're saying all season. I mean, we would have lost the game in Colorado if it weren't for a handball that they gifted us in the box, that, a Teal Bunbury penalty. But without those, we're not finishing games. We don't know how to close out a game. Now, Logan, with Nashville SC, do you think that it's the ability to extend the inability rather to extending the lead earlier? Or do you think that it's more of Gary's tactics when it comes to the sub, or rather the timing of the subs?
Yes. I mean, yes to the above. And let's be real. It's kind of all of it. There are several factors that go into it. I mean, obviously, we can't point to one thing being this or that. When it comes to our tactics early on, we are getting way too far and way too close to only be making 1 goal a game. 1 goal is simply not enough. Gary even said that in his press conferences last week. 1 goal is simply not enough. Well, duh. Like, the MLS has changed. We are a high scoring league now. Like, I mean, with guys like Messi who are currently at the potential to be the all-time scoring leader in a single season for the MLS this
Until
year.
Harry Kane comes here.
He's not coming here. We can't give him Bayern money. But you've got guys that are blowing out the water when it comes to how they score. There's not going to be a way that we can win games by scoring 1 goal. So that is an issue when it comes to our attacking third. Again, we had the conversation a few weeks back. Is it closing or is it finishing? It's both. Because in order to be able to close out a game, we have to finish strong in the final third. When it comes to the subbing, why? Like, the subs don't make sense. Like, Gary, make it make sense. Because you even said yourself, well, Dan Levitz isn't going to be good in an isolated position, and Taylor Washington is. Well, then give Taylor the start and make us run a high offense from the beginning. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. We're not seeing, Tunji on Spaces, you talked about some coaches just they have their starting 11 and that's it. They hate subbing, and when they do sub, they're not subbing until way late. We subbed in Teal Bunbury to give us an answer with 5 minutes to go. He was saying because he thought that Sam Surridge had run his race.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one at all. I didn't understand the Sam Surridge had run his race comment, and I did not understand just Teal Bunbury being like, I think Teal Bunbury is a serviceable guy. I really do, when you service him, and this team is struggling to service Sam Surridge. So
Teal did have a chance inside the box and missed the net completely.
Well,
that's very true.
I said, can be.
The dude can't finish.
I didn't say as always. I said can be. There's conditionals here. The other thing is just like, again, and just in line with that, dude, he's not a clutch guy. He's just not a dude that I would think is like the guy that I'd reach on my bench and be like, yo, Teal's got us. Like, that's not Teal. I don't know if you've got that guy on your bench, and if you do, you need to figure out who it is real quick and stop subbing in Teal. I think Teal is someone you probably bring in a little bit earlier into the match. You don't bring him in 5 minutes in. Let Sam finish the game, bro.
Yeah.
How much money did we put on this guy's head and foot to score? Let him give him the shot, even if it takes the full 90 minutes and he can still do it. Look, Gary's the coach. He's seeing more than what I'm seeing. Obviously, he's got a better analytical mind. But my guy, you guys, Nashville SC is not a final third team. They never have been. This year, they're actually one of the worst teams in that area. I'm not Pep Guardiola, but I played enough FIFA to tell you that if you aren't putting the ball in the opponent's penalty area, you're not going to score. And if you're not going to score, you're going to lose. So taking out your best chance at scoring and putting in maybe your 4th or 5th best chance at scoring, I don't know.
So, I mean, all of y'all know I'm a Bayern Munich fan, and their head coach. He's wearing his Arsenal. He's wearing his Arsenal jersey right now, and Bayern Munich did knock them out of the Champions League. So sorry, Tunji. But Tuchel, their head coach, will be out at the end of the season. They've already announced that he is out because it is a down season for Bayern. They're not winning the Bundesliga.
It's hard to win the Bundesliga.
Only chance for
that won't lose.
Yeah, but only chance for silverware is going to be Champions League. We'll see what happens. However, you've got a goal scorer like Harry Kane on the team. He's got 45 goals, now 46 in 46 games. Setting Bundesliga records. Bayern Munich goes up 7-1. And you know what Tuchel does? He leaves Harry Kane in. Your best goal scorer, your best goal chance opportunity, he's leaving in the full 90. Now, I'm not saying Sam Surridge is a Harry Kane. However, if he's one of your best services into the box, like he's got the best target, leave him in. You've got Schaffelberg sending balls in. Leave Sam Surridge in. Even if you put Teal Bunbury in to be a big body to receive the long ball down the field, you got to have somebody to pass it to because Teal Bunbury, isn't going to finish. So leave Sam Surridge in. It doesn't make sense. Why are we not doing this? I think our inability to extend the lead early is part of the problem. But the fact that we can't, or we're not making subs to get the extra goal, I think that's more of the issue. Maybe if he made some earlier subs and he put Tyler Boyd in earlier, if he puts takes out Davis and puts in Brian Anunga in earlier, maybe we actually have more pep in our step and can move the ball a little bit quicker up the field.
The subs is one thing, but I feel like that's actually a small piece of why we're not winning. The bigger thing is the same issues that we've been talking about, but like even worse this year. Like Nashville actually only knows how to score one way, at least consistently. Yes, but how? In transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year they're actually the fourth worst team at scoring in transition. If that is what if that is how the only thing that you've shown us in your 4 or 5 years now in the league is like, hey, this is a team that the only way that they can score is in transition, and this year you're the fourth worst at scoring in transition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no wonder that we're not winning games. There's no wonder that we're
because we don't know how to transition anymore. We're so slow on the transition.
The midfield's gotten worse. You know what kind of surprised me? I was reading Ben Wright's article on Broadway Sports, and there was a small stat that I picked up there, and it was about Drew Yearwood. Remember when we picked up Drew Yearwood in the offseason, we were talking about him on this pod
that we don't really have much on him.
No. Well, the thing that we did see was his progressive passes was supposed to be a strong suit.
Yep.
He's doing worse at progressive passes than Amar Sejic.
Yeah. Sejic is actually decent at his progressive passes, but it's all the other parts of his game that aren't. It's all the other parts of his game that aren't getting him a start.
But look at this puzzle piece that I've kind of just laid out.
Combine the two, fusion.
No. Think about it. We've got backups who are not great. Right. We've got a midfield that can't move the ball forward. We're not scoring. We're not able to score in transition. And then when we do even get to the final third, nothing happens. We barely can get to the penalty area. You see the kind of like conundrum that puts you in. Overall, Your offense is completely broken. Like that's the whole offense right there, from midfield to the attackers, completely. And I haven't even mentioned the fact. I mentioned it earlier, but Hani's not shooting enough. Hani is only shooting like 2-point-something shots per game, dude. Like, God, bro, this whole thing is not working, and that to me is just like, in a nutshell. If you want to look at why we're not closing games out, it's like, you're only scoring 1 goal a game, but how are you getting that? How are you like? Why is that? And it's because of all of those reasons I just laid out.
Yeah, and it's not helpful too that you've got Alex Moyle and Jacob Schaffelberg playing wing back rather than playing true wings.
But this is why it's
hurting the offense.
This is why I don't know if you can fix that. Like, if like one signing will fix that, or even firing Gary and bringing someone else. Like, I think bringing someone else and they will shift some things around, have the guys playing a different way. But this is when your offense is that completely broken. I feel like, bro, this is just, we're in for it. You know what I mean? We're in for it. Sit down for get ready for the long haul, guys, because this might be a year to turn around.
Yeah. We'll see what is coming up. We're still here. Mixtape 615 will be here through it all. I feel like this is one of those like pledge drives. This is the part where we ask for donations for a signing. But this is where we are.
Before you close this out, I actually want to know from y'all, man.
Okay.
In that press conference, let's just close on this, man. In that press conference, At first when I heard, I was like, "Oh, he's a little testy." But then like I started to realize what was actually happening. He was it felt to me that he was trying to regain our vote of confidence in him. Does he have the vote of confidence from both of you guys right now? And actually from if you're listening to this or watching this, please go ahead and drop it in the comment, drop it, add us on Twitter /X. Like, I want to know, but if you guys right now, Austin, Logan, tell me, do you have confidence in Gary, and forget about the fact that his goal is just playoffs? Do you have confidence in Gary to see this team out to the playoffs this year?
Okay.
I have confidence in our players.
Ooh.
And right now, let's go with Jack Mayer. He was on that conference as well. I have confidence in our players. And
so you don't have confidence in Gary.
And according to him, they have confidence in each other and in Gary. So if they have confidence in Gary, I have
He's saying what he's got to say. He's saying in what he's got to say.
I have confidence in them.
He won't say it directly. You heard it here first. He won't say it directly. Logan,
hey, bring it over here. Bring it over here.
Awesome. What you got? Do you have confidence in Gary? Ooh, he didn't even let me finish the sentence. Look at that. Look, man.
No, I do not have confidence in Gary. We're 9 games into the season, going back 10 games into last season. We've got 3 wins against MLS opponents.
Yeah,
man. Pharmaceutical Soccer.
The fact that
Pharmaceutical Soccer took a poll on X. 185 people answered it. Overwhelming majority, 70% of people think that Nashville is finishing in spots 10 through 15 out of the playoffs. Now, this is just upset people after a game on Twitter, right? That's essentially an echo chamber, and that's what we're living in. But I don't know, man. Like, this one feels like there's something to it, honestly.
I feel like that's what we are living in. I mean, we just keep talking. Is it Gary? Is it closing games? Like, is it Gary? Is it finishing strong?
It's
all of that.
Gary, the fact that this press conference after the match was 100% self-preservation tells me everything I need to know about Gary Smith and where he's going to take this team. He's not worried about the team. He's worried about keeping his job. He's not worried about winning a cup. He's worried about making the playoffs. That's where I am on this, and that's I can. Y'all ready to close it out on that? Y'all want to say any final words? Do we want to end it that dreary, that dismal?
Well, I'll say this as a final thought for everybody out there. If you are in Nashville this weekend, for all my Canadian friends, bonjour. We want you in town because we are playing Montreal this weekend.
Star Wars night.
Of course, it is Star Wars night. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you as well. We do want to see you guys at our tailgate with us. We want to see you guys out there. I think that's going to be a fun night for fandom in general. So I definitely think it's going to be a fun night.
Boom.
It will be a fun night, except I'm very sad. Ari did not give me the okay to bring this in.
Settle down there, Mace Windu.
All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for another episode of Mixtape 615. Big love to all of our listeners. You're sticking with us. Hey, showing up for the game, just like Tunji was saying. We're going to be out there. We're going to have a blast in the stands, regardless of the win. Logan's got lasers going on right now. But a special shout out to Doug, our producer. Doug Branson, this guy is sticking with us as well, doing a whole lot. All of
absolute legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the graphics, all of the videos, everything. He's doing all of that for us. So shout out. He's the real MVP. Don't forget to stay connected. Hit us up on all of our socials. X, Instagram, Facebook. You can hit us up at Mixtape 615. And for all of our video content, you can find us on YouTube at Mixtape 615 Pod. So guys, keep it real. Keep it vibing. Until next episode, Mixtape 615, signing off.